Hi, everybody. Rachel Tita here with a look at your headlines and your first warning forecast. And we are going to start with your forecast because we have a lot of things to talk about when it comes to the cold, but also the snow and the timing of all of this. Quick look outside, though, right now. This is a live look at Schenectady. 27 degrees out there is your wind chill, so not terribly cold compared to what we've been seeing. Now, I mentioned we have 2 rounds of this. We're going to have Saturday snow, a break, and then Sunday snow, and then an extreme cool down. That's kind of the timeline. Right now, your satellite and radar shows just mostly cloudy skies across the region. No snow yet, but we do have a winter storm watch in effect for all the areas in blue. This is in effect until 7 a.m. on Monday. Now, breaking this down hour by hour, this model is called the graph, and I want you to keep that in mind here for a second. But we're starting off the night nice and dry. Clouds will stay with us heading into Saturday morning. By the time we get to lunchtime on Saturday, we start to see this snow move in for the southern counties and the North Country first. The Adirondacks also seeing some of this snow as well. Lower elevations will see some rain, which means that could cut into our snow accumulation a little bit, which is a bummer for those of us who like the snow accumulation. Never fear, though, that second round is going to move in. This is Saturday around 5:30 or so. By the time we get to midnight Saturday, this is our break. So the first round is done. We get a little bit of a break with scattered snow showers and the clouds sticking with us. Starting the day on Sunday, dry. Once we get into Sunday afternoon, the winds are going to shift, come out of the south, and the clouds are going to increase. Then we start to see the snow creep back in. I want to highlight, notice this line of where the snow cuts off around 8:30. It's right north of Albany through Cobleskill, kind of that diagonal line. This line matters. If the center of the storm is more inland, we'll get more snow. The North Country and the Adirondacks will see snow as well. If the center of the storm is more out to sea, everybody's going to see less. And we see this all the time where this line of these storms is right along this line, which makes for a very tricky forecast. There's a couple of scenarios, and we have new data that's coming in here shortly. So it remains to be seen how these models shift. I'll show you 2 scenarios here in a second. But as we get through Monday, the commute Monday morning looks okay as of right now. So this is going to be a weekend event. So this is your 2 scenarios. This is the first one. This is called the GFS. I'm sorry, this is the European model. The European model shows that storm system more out to sea, which means that we're going to have more minor accumulation in the North Country and the Adirondacks and more light accumulation Albany south. So this means like 1.5 inches in Albany. Your GFS, which is another model that we look at, shows the center of the storm more inland, which is showing more accumulation, that line that we talked about, now further north, and more moderate snow in the southern counties. So what does that mean number-wise? Well, take a look. These are the 4 models that we look at the most often. The European is that first big graph that I showed you, about 1.5 inches. The GFS is the second one I showed you, showing 7.1. This is interesting, though. The NAM, that one tends to be over dramatic. And if you're watching live at 9 o'clock, it showed 8 inches. Now, with the newest data, showing 3.7. That is very telling to me. That means that even though the NAM tends to be over dramatic, in my opinion, it's showing less snow, which means that the center of the storm, this model is saying, is more shifted out to sea, and it's coming more in line with the European and the graph. So the GFS, I'm waiting for the next model run. I'm going to wager a bet that it is also showing numbers more in line with these other 3. So that's interesting. So these are the snowfall forecast numbers that we have as of right now. And I like that the NAM was falling more into this line of where we already have these numbers. So the numbers come in again here shortly. The graph should be updating. And by the morning time, we'll have even more data and things will start to agree a little bit more. Ideally, that's what's supposed to happen. So this is what we're expecting right now. If these numbers change, of course, we'll keep you updated. So for tonight, 26 degrees, mostly cloudy and cool. For tomorrow, 37 degrees, increasing clouds with that scattered rain and snow showers moving in into the afternoon and evening hours. 7-day forecast looks like this. I talked about all the snow. We haven't even talked about the Arctic air. That's coming in Monday into Tuesday. Notice our overnight lows down into the single digits and the negatives. -2 for Tuesday night, staying in the teens for your high on Wednesday, single digits for Wednesday night, but above 0. That's not counting wind chill. That is your straight temperature. So it's likely going to feel colder than what these numbers show because of the wind chill. Then we come back up to seasonably average by Friday with a chance for snow on Friday. So a lot happening in your 7-day forecast. That NAM going down is really interesting to me. I'm excited to see what the GFS shows here coming up, News Channel 13 live at 11. All right, let's get to your news and talk about some headlines here. There are some concerns from people in downtown Albany. And a parking garage tends to be a bit of a trouble spot right now. There have been 2 attacks at the East parking garage in downtown Albany. A lot of state workers are being impacted by this. This happened as people were getting out of their vehicles. This is near Madison and Eagle Streets. State workers are being reminded to be aware of your surroundings. Albany police say they've beefed up patrols in this area for now. They urge anyone with any information about 2 attacks that have happened previously, if you know anything, please give them a call. Now, there has been a lot of talk, a lot of back and forth about TikTok and the pending ban that is supposed to take effect on Sunday. It's leaving a lot of businesses in limbo as well. And Hoffman's Car Wash is one of those businesses that uses TikTok as both a marketing tool and a way to get young people to come in and work for their company. Hoffman Car Wash has about 2,200 followers on TikTok. They post several videos a week. On most Fridays, they make fun, silly videos to really hype you up for the weekend.
It's amazing how many of our employees ask to be in the videos or come up with their own ideas. When you think of TikTok, we haven't put all of our eggs in one basket, and I think we're an advantage there because we'll just pivot to the next thing or rely on social media platforms that we already use anyways. I think the TikTok ban probably hurts individuals who are maybe entrepreneurs and this is their only form of marketing.
That was the VP of marketing for Hoffman Car Wash that you were hearing from. As of Sunday, TikTok will be banned. So that means that you will lose access to the app eventually. The app will stay on your phone, but it will no longer be in the App Store, which means it won't get updates. Now, an interesting twist on all of this is that the Biden administration has signaled that it's not going to enforce the ban, meaning that the app platforms that are still going to have the app, so like the Google Play, the Apple App Store, will still have it on their App Store and will not be fined. That's what the Biden administration is signaling, basically punting it to the Trump administration, since Biden's administration is basically done starting Monday. Inauguration Day is on Monday. Another interesting twist is that in Trump's first presidency, he actually signed an executive order to get rid of TikTok, which was struck down by the courts. This time, he's saying he actually wants to work with TikTok to make it stay. So a lot of back and forth. Will it work? Will it not work after Sunday? We'll keep you updated as everybody continues to learn more all together here. Wrapping up on a bit of a cute story, we have a pet of the week to show you. This is Gator. Isn't he so cute? He loves to play outside, cuddle up on the couch indoors, and he is at the Animal Protective Foundation in Glenville. Again, our adoptable pet of the week this week. He does well with kids, with other dogs. If you'd like to bring Gator home or any of the other adoptable pets that we have focused here on News Channel 13, just head to our website. We have all the information there for you to adopt 1-year-old Gator or any of his pals at the local humane societies and shelters. All right, News Channel 13 live at 11, coming up in about 23 minutes or so. I'm going to take a look at the GFS model, look at the NAM again one more time, make sure all the numbers are lining up, and we'll bring you your forecast and your other headlines coming up at 11 o'clock. We'll see you there.